Hi there. During today's Incident Response Team and Cybersecurity Mentorship Program webinar, someone asked a very good question. So I wanted to answer it with this little video presentation. I mentioned to everyone there that the Incident Response Team is available for anyone who is a participant, either mentor or mentee, in the CyberSecurity-Sensei Incident Response Team. If you wanted to, you could be a member and participate. That way you get experience. And the person asked, well, what does that mean? How do I do that? So that's what this little presentation is for. And let me get it up here. All right, so let's say you put in your resume. You say, hi, I'm Scotty Ward, and I have experience as an incident response analyst. Well, of course, the hiring manager, when they see your resume and they get you to the interview, are going to say, well, that's very interesting. You say you have experience. And your response, of course, is, why, yes, I do. Their next question is going to be, what does that mean? What did you actually do? And I think many of you don't have a strong answer to that question yet, so you're a little concerned about even putting it into your resume. So let me give you the answer to that. Your answer should be along the lines of this. We report false negative incidents. And by doing so, that allows the email filter folks to tune their filters so that they have a higher accuracy, which means fewer such messages get forwarded down to the individuals like me. Also, there are companies like Amazon that have specifically said, if you get an email or a text or a phone call from somebody who pretends they're Amazon, but they're not, please tell us. And what Amazon then does is they prosecute these people as criminals, as frauds. It also helps to preserve Amazon's corporate reputation. So you're doing two things. You're helping to tune the filters, and you're helping to ensure that organizations that want to send these people to jail have the evidence that they need to do so. And lastly, you can say, my team helps reduce spam and phishing messages worldwide and helps to prosecute scammers as criminals. Mic drop. That is an exceedingly powerful description of what we do here in the Incident Response Team. So let's talk a little bit about this. This is stuff for your security exam, Security Plus exam, and the geeky stuff if you want to talk to somebody about this. An incident is, generally speaking, a violation of the organization's policies and procedures or security practices. If their security system is designed to stop spam email or phishing email and one gets through, that's a violation. That, by definition, is considered an incident. That's right. Every spam or phishing email that arrives in your inbox or your mother's inbox or your friend's inbox or your daughter's inbox or whatever is considered to be an incident. And if you do something to try and help that, you are performing incident response. It may sound like a little deal, but it's not. So we talk about false negatives. I wanted to make sure everybody understands this. If you look at the little diagram down in the bottom right-hand corner, oops, my picture may be in the middle of that, but I can't move it around. The bottom right-hand corner says a false negative. What a false negative is when the scanner, in this case a scanner looking for malicious messages, looks at a message and says there is nothing in this message to tell me that it is fraudulent or that it's malicious. And then it passes it down to you, the email recipient. The problem is that it should have captured that. For whatever the reason you can see in it, you look at it and you say, well, that's not from Lowe's. That's not from Home Depot. That's not from Kohl's. That's not from, oh, what's the one my wife got? LifeLock. That's not from Macy's. That's not from the IRS, etc. They're fraudulent. They are saying that they're someone they're not. That's considered fraud. So the mail filters aren't perfect, but they try to be. But a false negative is where something passes through the filter as being acceptable. That's the negative part. Negative alert, negative incident, and then it passes it. But it really should have been an incident. So that's why it's called a false negative. Okay? Hope you understand that, because you may have to describe that when you're in your interview. The person may say, well, what is a false negative? Sounds like you're saying the right thing, but what are you actually describing? They want to know if you know. So a false negative is where the mail filter passes it, but it shouldn't have. False negative. Okay? And again, these occur with all mail filters or intrusion detection systems. And the goal in all this is to tune it so that it lets even fewer of these through. So you are actually helping the email providers when you report these as being false negatives. Okay? Very important role you play. Also, it's important that you understand why you're doing it. You're not just doing it because Scotty told you. Hopefully you're doing it because you understand that you're trying to help keep these sorts of messages out of your grandma's inbox. Because she's like, oh, well, what happens if, this really was somebody who wants to give me a free cookware set? She clicks on it. The next thing you know, they've gotten into her account and they've stolen her life savings. You can help prevent those things, but you need to work at it. So as an incident response analyst on the CS-Sensei incident response team, the best way to think about it, and this is the way I think about it, I am working to try and make this world a better place. That's all. It sounds like a little bit, but it's not. I'm helping to make this world a better place, and I want you to join us. The more of us that do this, the more experience you can put on your resumes, and the better your family will be, because you will help to protect them and educate them so that they don't get scammed by these hoodlums as well. Okay? Thank you so much for listening. If you're interested, give us a call. Take a look at us on Facebook. Look for CyberSecurity Sensei. We'll be there. Have a great day.